DJ Ferris.
The Chicago, nigga.
It's the real one.
Hit me.
Only one is pulling shit the fuck up.
Let's get a sports talk.
Okay, so this is an interesting one too. So this one comes from, oh man, these are hard to. Oh, Bonilla Isaac, got it. Bonilla Isaac asks, would you be more surprised if all four teams from the NFC West or AFC West made the playoffs? So which would surprise you most? So here's the AFC West. You got Kansas City, you got Denver, you got Oakland, you got the Chargers. You think it's more surprising, less surprising if all those teams made the playoffs, or if in the NFC West, San Francisco, Seattle, Rams, Arizona?
That is a good one. Because, really, first off, let's just break it down and flush out. The NFC West, I don't think, we're expecting the 49ers and the Seahawks to be in there, certainly.
Yep.
I don't think, I'm not going to be shocked if the Rams are in there either. Mm-hmm. Now, the Cardinals are the big question mark. And as much as I think they're going to be improved and more fun to watch, I'm not sitting here thinking they're a playoff team this year yet. Our buddy Flory.
I might put San Francisco and Seahawks in there. But they still have Russell Wilson. They have a okay, solid defense. And then they add on Jamal Adams. And they still had a core on offense. And San Francisco, they still had a defense intact. They still had a running attack. With the Rams, they defense is up and down to me. Yes, they had Aaron Donald. Yes, they had Ramsey. Their defensive front. They had Brock. I feel like they have to play good on that side of the football as well. They at times they play like a defense that could stop offenses. Then at times they kind of lack off. But they still a team that's gonna make. I feel like they're can make the playoffs too. I feel like on the offensive side, they need to run a little more. I understand they have pass attack, but I feel like that's what hurt them when they didn't run the football as much. They put everything on Goff's shoulders. Arizona, I feel like they're going to prove because Hawkins is a true number one. When you have that number one option and then you have more guys the next to him, you got Larry Fitzgerald and Kurt next to him, so you don't have everything double teaming him. Then you had Kenyon Drake in the backfield. You have a run game. So I feel like they're going to make a big improvement this season.
Thinks they're going to the playoffs this year. I'm not ready to do that. That defense stunk last year. There's a lot of young guys on that football team. I just don't think they're going to – I think they're 2 years away. I think they're going to be competitive and better, but now you go to the AFC West, okay. Oof. We know the Chiefs. Chiefs are going. Right.
Denver was 7-9 last year. Oakland was 7-9 last year. Chargers were 5-11 last year. Bad down year after a good year. So here's how I look at it. So it's you're going to beat up on each other, right? And I think the problem with the NFC West is that San Francisco and Seattle may be so much better that they may beat up on the Rams, and Arizona may make it tougher for them. Whereas you won't necessarily have that with the AFC West. Denver, Oakland, the Chargers could all maybe squeak a 8-8, 9-7 season together and squeak in. So I'd probably go with the AFC West, more likely that all four of those teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, thinking that it'll be more competitive out of the bottom three teams, and there won't be as much cancel culture there, basically, is what you're saying.
Culture won't be.
You already know what you get for Kansas City. Their defense is okay. It's not as good, but their offense tend to make up for some of the mishaps they sometimes have on defense. But when you have a high-powered offense, it can make a big difference for you. Yes, their defense need to clamp down at times, but they still have Jones there, so they will be okay. They have Matthews. They had Clark. They got the guys at the front. It just their defense tend to be sometimes they flip flop. but that offense will make up for it. The Chargers, they still have a good defense. Why they had that horrible season is because of turnovers. That's the only reason the Chargers didn't make the playoffs last year. Because they didn't take care of the football. They hope to revive themselves and get back to that point. Denver, they still have a good little defense. And then they had Drew Lock come in the middle of the season and show improvement, and that's what made them more for Joe Flacco. But they seen something in Drew Lock once he came in and showed a few flashes and put their trust in him. Because now that he had a 1 and 2 at the wide receiver position, Stanton and Judy. So he had 1-2 punch. Then he had Fan at the tight end position. And then he had Lindsey at the running back position. So he got the camaraderie around him. Oakland hopefully want Henry Ruggs to be that number 1. Once they get that number 1 option for Carr, he got complimented wide receivers around him also that had a good little solid year for them last season, but they looking for that number 1 option. And then they got Jacob in the run game. Their defense also need to come down. They defense wasn't good last season.
Yeah,
Right.
cancel culture won't be a thing in the AFC West.
I'm trying to look here, too, because I know the NFC West plays the AFC East and the NFC East, which is certainly, not the worst divisions to be playing. And then the AFC West, I'm trying to figure out who they're playing this year. They're playing the NFC South and the AFC East.
Ooh,
I still
NFC South is pretty tough.
I know. It is all tough. Listen, I think I'm gonna say I would be more surprised at the AFC West.
Okay.
I think I would. All right, and you'll see your logic is not wrong. I think this is your logic makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna just go with I'm not saying I know this. I mean, this is just I'm gonna go with the logic of there's just more proven commodities in the NFC West that I trust. And I've just got to wait for Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury to join the party. Where in the AFC West, man, there's a lot I like. I mean, a lot. But, okay, it's only Drew Lock. He's only played, a few games. It's his second year. They got a lot of young guys on that team. You know, the Chargers, this post-Phillip Rivers era. And then the Raiders, who I think are the bottom of that division, I don't know if their defense and everything's ready for prime time either quite yet. So I guess I am going to say I would be more shocked if all the AFC West ones win. The NFC West, I could see 3 going for sure. And
yeah, I'll be shocked with the AFC West. I'll be shocked because if they all get in, I'll be it'd be shocking to me. I picked them. But I feel like all 4 of them could possibly get in. If some of the teams in that division defense, no. If the Raiders defense, step up to the plate, it will help them.
Maybe an Arizona sneaking in if Kyler Murray and company get hot.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for